telling me to write an essay. You put yourself in the position of the visa officers, sorry, the admissions officers. How is this essay helping them in making decisions? And once you begin to think from that perspective, writing a 200-word essay is definitely going to be easy, because what they're trying to do is most of the people that have applied, over 90% of you are going to be smart people. Now, they can't take everyone. There has to be a way to create a benchmark to get people in. Now, schools want to have a very diverse class profile. Okay, they want to have a very diverse class profile. They want to be able to have a global type of MBA. And let me explain what the MBA looks like really in the US. The typical MBA class. The professor comes to class, everybody is sitting in class, people from different parts of the world. There's someone from Morocco, there's someone from France, there's someone from Germany, there's someone from Lagos, there's someone from Ghana, someone from the US. And then they will ask a question or put a topic in front of us and say, what is diversity and inclusion? And what does that look like for you? Now, the guys from the US will respond from a US perspective. The guys from Germany will respond from a German perspective. The guys from Nigeria will respond from a Nigerian perspective. All of these perspectives makes that knowledge very, very rich, and it makes the MBA a world-class MBA because you have perspectives from all over the world. So, you may see that those that are going for the MBA, majority of them are the typical consultants, auditors and things like that. And when you read their essays online, you try to go and fashion your essay around their essays, right? You're never going to be able to be a second version of someone effectively. You need to understand that the MBA is actually looking for genuinity. They want you to be natural. They want a diverse class, right? Some people will come to me and say, oh, I studied agronomy, so I don't think I stand a chance. Oh, you stand a very good chance. The more unique you are, the better your chances of getting in, because they want to show that they have a diverse class profile. They can see things from many perspectives, especially those of you that have small businesses and you think that, oh, I don't have a regular job, so my essay will not sound good. No, they really want to read more about your small business than even someone who is trying to write about their 9 to 5. Without taking much time, let me say it this way. As they look at your profile and they look at your essay, they see where you are, they see where you are trying to get to. They look at it. Is it achievable? If you are currently a tech guy and you are trying to be a business executive in tech, that makes sense. It's easy to achieve that. They make pivots in MBA too. You can move from being a chemical engineer to becoming an investment banker. They look at it. Okay, this person had handled a lot of analytical stuff during the undergrad with chemistry. And the math is solid. That means that there's a strong chance that this person will do well in investment banking, right? But if they look at where you are, where you say you are trying to go, and it doesn't really make sense, or it looks too tough for you to achieve on your own, then it looks like a hard bet on your success. They are betting on your success that, okay, this person has a high chance of succeeding. We just need to put a little effort. This person succeeds, and we claim the glory that this person is an alum of so and so school. As you know, the best MBA program in the US, Duke University Fuqua School of Business. You can take that anywhere. I say that proudly. And many of the schools in the admission process, you'll see that they're being nice to you and whatnot. You wait until you're not getting your visa or when you have an issue and see how they support. Because in this journey, you need to be able to identify people that are paid to be nice to you and those that are genuinely nice. If you're able to tell the difference, then it's easy. Now, your essay must include your uniqueness to the program, number one. Your essay must show that you are someone who can coexist in a multicultural environment. For some of you that are Christians, it's okay. Some of you that are Muslims, it's okay. Just don't write your essay in a way that you are sounding like an extremist. Because there's a high probability that the person who is reading your essay is either an American or has been Americanized. And there are some strong words that you use that just make it look like you're an extremist. Oh, I go to church every Wednesday. I don't play with that. Nothing stops me from serving my God every Wednesday evening. While you think you are sounding religious, they are seeing you as a red flag, because you are coming into a community where there will be Muslims, where there will be people that serve Hindu, where there will be those that don't believe in God, and you're going to be in groups with those people. Maybe one day they will now tell you, oh, let's do this homework on Wednesday evening, and that's where your extremism will start. And then it begins to cause problem within the community, right? So are you someone who can harmonize? Are you someone who can, what can you give back into the community as the community gives you? So that's how you write your essays. Also try to meet with current students and alums of the school so you can quote some of the things that they've mentioned to you in your essay, so it looks like you've done your research. Remember that you are trying to sell yourself as much as possible. Don't leave any gaps. Any gaps you leave, if you don't address it, you're not going to be there. They will block the gaps for you. They will fill it in with what they want. We can get into the details of essays in a specific webinar that we're going to have. Joy will ensure that we have like a calendar that you can focus on. And let me say, I want to be very stern about this. I want to be very clear, very, 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 very clear. I want to note it as a strong sign of warning that we only want to work with people who are serious. We only want to work with people who want to move to the next level. Human beings naturally, it's not your fault, but human beings naturally tend to take free things for granted. And this has happened year over year. People now take this early part of the preparation lightly. They are playing with it. And then when they now get the admissions, they now see that it's harder to get the visa because you have not been listening, you have not joined, you have useless all the resources that we have given you in the early part of the journey, where you could have gotten yourself up to pace and be able to submit a good application. Getting an admission is not just the ultimate. Getting an admission with good scholarship is what you are looking for, so that by the time you are taking loans, you are taking very little loans and it doesn't look like you can't afford that MBA. Because 80% of the times, the visa officers are rejecting you because that MBA is looking too expensive for you. And if you are taking loans for it, it's looking like you won't be able to pay the loans. So the most important part of the journey is this beginning part. So you start listening to how can you do your GRE or your GMAT and get good scores? How can you write good essays? How can you network in a way that you can influence the admissions team to know that you are a good sell into their program and you are sellable to other programs? And when they know that you are sellable to other programs, that's when they start throwing money at you. They give you maybe 70% scholarship. This other school wants you and they know that this school has given you 70% scholarship. Then they will give you 80%. Then you go to these ones and say, they've given me 80% too, because those ones want you. You are a good candidate and it looks like you are going to make their school look good when you graduate. If you put in a good application, they believe that you have a better chance of succeeding. And once you succeed, they want to attach themselves to your success. They will be saying, that's our alum, that's our alum. So that's the reason why they fight that fight and begin to throw money at you. So you must leverage that to ensure that you put in a good application. It's not just getting the admission. Getting a good application, good scholarships. When you get good scholarship, it's now easy for us to now be walking you through the visa strategy. The visa strategy is something we will talk about again. With all these things going on in the US, 3 months, this one, they've cancelled you from applying from other countries. It's beginning to look like your village people are winning. But if you follow me or you follow us, there are strategies that you need to begin to deploy immediately, so that by the time you are trying to apply for that visa, then it doesn't look like, oh, you just started this yesterday and it's not credible. We're going to get to that. It looks like I've answered that question way too long. We'll get into essays later. Let's go to the next person. The first person I have on my screen is Bright. Bright, go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm Dayo. I'm not sure I pronounced the name right.
It's Bright, Dayo.
Yeah, my name is...
Or you can call me Kweku, because I was born on a Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Kweku.
Yeah.
Yes. So my name is Bright Jefferson Jangma. I'm speaking from Ghana. I was fortunate to be at the Seed Business School Festival, and that was where I heard of Late 54, and I'm really happy to be part of the family.
Good work,
So,
good work. Shout outs to Claudia for setting up the Ghanaian side of things, by the way. Shout
yeah,
outs to Claudia. Thank you, Claudia. Let's go.
yeah,
Thank you,
Claudia.
Daniel.
Helped. So, I applied to, I left I wrote my GRE very late last year. So I applied to WASHU and really late in the round three. So I couldn't get some good scholarship, and it affected the visa application for me. That was this year. And at Washu Olin, they stated that they don't really defer their courses. So I would have to reapply. And one of the questions that have been running on my mind is that do I need to submit the same essay that I submitted? Do I need to rework my academic resume as well? So that application has been pending. And this time too, I have some list of other schools that I spoke to Claudia about when I met her at during the business festival, and I want to try those schools as well. And Duke Fuqua is part of the schools that I'm looking at because I want to start my application early this time. So yeah,
All right,
that's why.
that's a good question. So you're talking about Olin and other schools that you want to apply to. So I'm gonna throw your
Yeah.
question back at you, right? You're asking what should you do? Like, should you have to do anything different when you're applying
Yeah.
this year? The question is, do you want any difference in the outcome? Do you want any difference in the type of scholarship that you get? Do you want any
Yeah.
difference? Oh, so if you want a difference in that, so why don't you want to do anything different on your side, right?
Okay.
So that means that answers that question. You must ensure that you put your best foot forward. This is a good sample. I've not met you before I started talking about what schools do when it's time you don't get your visas. They are not very supportive. They're only
Yeah.
just going to be telling you, oh, go on, So some of us get so carried away that a fellow African is trying to handhold you. Fellow African that has a great alum. Look, I have worked with over 1,000 students. We have a great network of students in. Tell me any school you're trying to apply to in the top 40 MBAs, top 20 MBAs. We do not only have alums there, we have current students there. And it's our job to ensure that we give you the hard truth. You understand? So that they don't get you into this position where some of you go ahead and put your all in the application because you want to be ethical at work. And you have visa interview coming up next month. You already put in a resignation. You have already dropped the down payment, $2,500, and then you don't get the visa, and then the school does not want to support. They want to give you extra scholarship so you can reapply. They don't want to refund your money. They don't want to do anything. They just want you to defer. Now you have quit your job. $2,500 either from Naira or from cities is a lot of money. You have quit your job, you are broke, and you are depressed. And the school does not care. I'm sorry I have to use strong words like this today, but all the previous years that I've tried to sound nice about it, our people still fall prey. So it looks like I gotta speak it clearly so that you understand that for them it's just a game, it's a strategy, it's a game of numbers. They're trying to get your money and that's it. There's nothing more. Now, WashU, I'm not sure if that's the best school out there, right? Because at times it's good to do your research and understand what you're getting yourself into. You must have heard me say this many times. As a black person, WashU and St. Louis is not the best place you want to be. Let me just say it that way. You understand what that means. It's very strong and it's very extreme in that space, safety-wise. So do with that information what you may. So what I would say is as we continue to help through the process and as we continue to put out our webinars, please find a way to join and ask good questions. We're going to try to find alums or current students of those schools, so actually come in here as well and have conversations with you. All we ask for is, when you get on here, try to be as dedicated as possible. Today is the first time we're meeting, and it's the first webinar that we're doing towards those that are going in class of 2026. Some things that we will continue to encourage from now on, that many of you miss as well, is you have to try to get into the habit of being on video. On video. There's nothing I want to use your video for, but it seems like Africans, and Africans just have a thing against being on video. It's like, oh, it's cool to be off video, right? Or maybe I'm not, and I'm not saying this for me. I'm telling you ahead, as you get on this journey, I will go and find you someone from Wall Street to come and talk to you, and you join the call and you're not on video. You're not on video. Is not only disrespectful to that person, it's how do you drive engagement with that person? How does that person know you? There are many people that have helped in this space that we've met in a place they have this conference in America called National Black MBA, where a lot of blacks come and try to get jobs. So I'm walking by. Some of them feel like I snub them, right? How won't I snub you? I don't know you. I can't just walk to you. Many of them we have engaged properly on the platform. They see me, so they expect naturally that I know them. I don't know you. And that's how it's going to happen within yourselves. Because many of you, the strongest help that you will find in this community will be the information that you give each other, or when you get to the US, how you can help each other. You understand? Somebody put in the comments that there is no light. You see, Africans, they will find a way to, there's always something to say, which is genuine about the situation until when it's time to apply for visa. When it's time to apply for visa, there's no challenge that will come their way. They will solve that challenge. So if I'm getting on a call with someone and there's no light, I just need to show the intentionality. If someone will leave their Wall Street job, someone will leave their Microsoft job, someone will leave their Amazon job to come and be on a call with you, it's only respectful that you find a way to be on video. If there's no light, turn on a candle, turn on the torchlight, and lead with that in the conversation. I say, oh, I'm sorry there's no light, but out of respect for your time and out of respect for the resources that I'm about to get from you, I decided to use a candle. I hope you don't mind. You are going to blow that person's mind. And those people that are in the program already, those people you are talking to, they have the power to make or break you. The MBA community is very small. You'll be surprised that some of you will get in the MBA, you try to get a job, they've interviewed you, they will carry your profile and go and give someone. Coincidentally, it's someone that has done a chat with you during your process to get into business school. And they are very honest in that space. You are going to be surprised as to how Africans change their mentality once they get in here. Once they get in here, that ethical standard grows very high. So, from me to you, as you go on this journey, either I introduced you to people, either I bring people here, or you reached out to someone on LinkedIn or whatnot, please join the call, prepare ahead. If there's no light, get a torchlight. Get a laptop computer that you can turn on and it can show some light on your face. In an unfortunate situation where you can't do anything, turn on the whatever, let them see the darkness and say, hey, look, there is no light, but out of respect, I will still leave it like this. Next is, again, we're just having a webinar, no pressure for you right now. I'm talking about other things that you can do on the journey. Try as much as possible to join your calls from a computer. From a computer. It makes it look like you are prepared. It makes it look, you will never find me in a situation where I'm on a call with you, I am off video, or I am joining from a phone. I have been doing this, helping Africans get into top MBA programs since 2021. And I can tell you that not more than twice have I joined on the phone. If I joined on the phone, it's because maybe I'm on a flight and I'm passing through airports and I just want to quickly join and ensure that I bring in the value I need to bring in. All those things are things that you will still do when you get in the US. So it's better you get used to it. Right? If you are one that is shy and does not want to be on video, maybe the MBA is not for you. Maybe you can go and do a master's, right? And that's another conversation we can have another day. Some people are confused around, should I do a master's or should I do an MBA? It's up to you. If you are looking for the big money, then maybe you should think about the MBA. Because the master's, you are learning everything about something. You are going to be a master of that thing. You are going to be a doer. An MBA, you are trying to hit the top. They're going to be paying you to think. So with an MBA, you are learning something about everything so that you can have meaningful conversations with your accountants, with your finance manager, with your tech guys, with your strategy guys. You are a leader. Okay. A good data point I can share with you for some of you that only learn based on the mullah. While I was at Fuqua School of Business, GQ University, the guys who are in the master's program will graduate and get jobs with a range from like $70,000 to $90,000 per year. The guys in the MBA are cleaning out from 165,000 to over 200,000 per year. So even if I'm not able to explain anything that you can understand right now, at least with that money, you can tell that, okay, there's something different here. And Africans got to take charge and be in front of the journey. Okay, so I hope I've answered that question. I'm going to go to the next question to see how much I can touch that one as well. Next person on my list here is Deborah Olanikweko.
Good evening, Dio. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity and this webinar.
Sure.
My question is on the application itself. I applied last year, but like Bright said, I did my GRE late, so I could not apply to as much as I wanted. So I'm reapplying this year and I'm trying to like spot like where I made mistakes and like correct them to be better. One of the things I observed was that in the application for the job experience, I usually just copy what's on my CV and put in like the questions from my responsibility. And so when I attended some webinars earlier this month, or no, last month, and they were mentioning that they need you to tell a story. So it's a bit confusing for me. Apologies for the noise. We can hear that in the background.
That's fine.
From outside. So it's a bit confusing for me because I'm like, my CV is already like what I do at work. So what else do you want me to say in job roles and experience that is different? And even though when I asked I attended the SIG event, and I think I asked at another webinar from one of the schools. The explanation was not satisfactory for me. It was a little bit confusing. So I don't know if you can like explain how it should be different or what we should say in this job experience section of the application. Thank you very much.
Sure, Deborah. And you attended the SEED in Lagos?
Yes, I did.
All right. Shout outs to Lillian for putting that one down in Lagos. Lillian handled the SEED in Lagos. Thank you
very much. Lillian.
And so let me say something. You see, when it comes to anything in life, stories sell you better than anything. We underestimate the power of stories. I think that, one thing that's going to happen now is someone from my team will put on the chat, they will put our social media handles, the LinkedIn, the Instagram, they'll put it in the chat. Please follow and go and see some of the content that we put on there, right? It's all about clarity, right? So, let's say it from
the office that you're working with.
Hi, Chris. Chris, can you go on mute? Thank you. All right, good. So, and I like to paint things to you in a way that you like to see, right? So, Deborah, are you on Instagram? Okay, good. Have you been noticing?
Yes, I am on Instagram.
Yeah, good. Have you been noticing lately that ladies always complain that guys, if you want to get in my DMs, don't come in my DMs and just say, hi, pretty, hi, hello, and leave it at that. Many ladies, they won't respond to you, right? They want you to come with an authentic story. They want you to come correct. It's the same thing. You are toasting these schools. You're not just going to go and dump those your resume bullet points. It doesn't connect any dots, right? you must tailor your story to their school, what they want. Imagine someone, rather than saying hi to you in your DMs, someone just comes to your DM and says, "Hi, Deborah, I've noticed something interesting about you. For every time you post a picture, you intentionally block out your private details, like your address, car plate numbers. That's quite intelligent of you. It's very hard to find people who think that way and very intentional about things like this. Anyway, for me, I'd like to be friends with you if that's okay, or if you already have like a complete list of friends, I'm happy to be on the queue, and maybe sometime we can be friends in the future." If someone shoots you a message like that, you probably will follow back, or maybe you will respond back, because the person is very intentional, very clear, very open, even if they now have ulterior motives later. But at least the way they have approached is good. So that's the same thing here. And I think you're going to be hearing it from me for the first time here, even if we have it a lot on our Instagram. If you follow our Instagram or our LinkedIn, you'll get everything that you need to get. Like, take a day and just go through all the content. The way you sell your story matters. America is a country that their culture is all about stories. All about stories. There's nothing they do that is outside story. Even during their job interviews, is tell me about a time that you did, tell me about this, tell me about that. In their MBA interviews, is about stories. Tell me something that you did. Even in their visa applications, have you noticed when you go for the visa interviews, they don't take paperwork. They want you to talk. Stories. Americans are all about stories. And if that's their culture, that means they've mastered the art of reading stories and being able to connect the dots properly. So you must learn how to do that. But our problem in Africa is, in Africa, our culture is different. So it's a culture gap. For us, we want to say the basic stuff and communicate the rest with body language, gimmicks, and whatnot, right? So that's what's causing the divide. That's number one. Number two, in Africa, we are trained to be humble. Humility will get you nowhere on this journey. We are trained to be humble. This is the most famous thing I say all the time. In Africa, if I see a gentleman here called Oluwatimileyin, if Oluwatimileyin has 50 houses, in Africa, if they ask him, he will say, by the grace of God, I have 1 or 2 houses. A fellow African knows that that gentleman is probably being humble. You understand? But an American just thinks you are playing stupid. Because how can you not even know if it's 1 or 2 houses that you have? And what has God got to do with it? They take you by face value. But if an American will say those 50 houses, they will say, I have 50 pieces of real estate comprising of 20 residential buildings, bringing in a cumulative of $2 million annually, and 30 commercial buildings, bringing a cumulative of $6 million annually. My total portfolio brings me $8 million annually, as we look to scale by 100% in the next 1 year, bringing us to about $160 million. It'd be $16 million annually. Now, these two people have said this, they have the same things. One has just communicated himself better than the other person. So you must find a way to tell your story. And I designed a specific strategy, a framework for everybody in this community during the last circle. In fact, I wish I had this framework for them when they started. I only designed this framework at the time when they want to start getting into their visa interviews. I said, start everything with the problem, right? Either during your visa interviews, either during your admissions or your essays, or even in the office that you are today, when you are communicating anything, start from the problem. Because when you start from the problem, you get people's attention. You get their attention and they're emotionally invested. So let me tell you what we're doing here today, starting with the problem. The average African yearns to get top-class education on a global scale. The problem here is we believe that it's too expensive to attend schools like this, and there's a cultural divide, and largely lack of information and lack of willingness of people that have gone through the program wanting to help those that are coming from behind. Bam! I have started. I've laid down those problems. Now you are invested. You want to hear where I'm going to next because I have touched some of the things that you can agree with that you are also dealing with now. So after saying that, I now introduce it and say, but Lead 54 has stepped in to ensure that we solve these problems. Bringing our alums to connect with people that are coming from behind, ensuring that after the MBA, we connect people with jobs, ensuring that those that do not even get their visas are able to connect to other of our alums within the African community for better job opportunities. Ultimately, we are building the world's largest congregation of smart Africans. You see, the story connects from the problem to the solution that we are bringing in, and then these results. If you have this framework, you will communicate anything, even in your relationships. Not just as a lady, let me not find trouble, but not just as a lady, you're just carrying nose. You're just carrying nose, expecting that he knows what's wrong with you. And you have told him many times, he's just not getting it. Maybe you should communicate better. The problem here is that you are not communicating. When XYZ happens, I have no idea because you have not told me, and that does not help me empathize or connect and provide support when you need it. But the solution now is that I'm willing to find a way to solve that problem because now I know that I need to be more patient and I need to listen a lot more to ensure that we arrive at a relationship that works and that gets both of us going on. Even if you tell a madman that one, he will listen to you. So that framework always works. So getting back to what you have said, it's not about what's on your resume. Your resume has bullet points, tone deaf. It doesn't connect, no stories. Ensure that you also tell the story chronologically. Start from the oldest part, right? Oh, I graduated from the university with so and so degree. So, took about a year to learn this and that and that and that while serving the nation in the NYC. I've had 3 years post university experience doing this and that and that. The most interesting part of my job, you will now include the most challenging part. Because for me, when I'm telling my story, I say, hey, right after undergrad, I went straight into entrepreneurship. I created my own tech consulting firm, providing tech consulting services across West Africa. The most interesting part of my job was going from country to country, navigating complex tax laws, complex dollar to local currency variations, and ensuring that currency volatility was not attacking the profit margin that we were gathering. Now that I've put the most difficult part as my most interesting part of my job, it sounds like this person is a problem solver. We are all just selling to each other. We are all just lambing each other. You understand? That's how Americans, sell their story. You grow, even in your job, you grow not by the hard work that you are putting in. It's by how you are able to sell yourself. Sell the things that you have done. Even if the things that you have done is not as much as everybody else, the way you communicate it and getting the right eyes to see it is what helps you grow. So communication and storytelling is key. To grow your storytelling skills, go on YouTube and just Google storytelling, and see how they can take you into some nitty-gritties of how to tell your story. We're going to get into that when we do the essay workshop as well. I'm going to go ahead and, I hope I answered your question. I'm going to go ahead and take Fifumi Jagun. Fifumi Jagun, that name sounds familiar, Jagun.
Hi, Derek. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. You've been in this community before now?
Yes.
I remember saying that the name Jagun, the person who introduced me to tech in the first time of my life, his name is Jagun and he's a medical doctor. So I'll always be.
You told me.
All right, go ahead. Question.
Okay, so I have two questions, but first, thank you for this platform. It's been very insightful.
Sure.
So you mentioned engaging with adcoms, and for me personally, for certain schools that I didn't join any webinars or sessions, I kind of hesitated to submit my application. But my question now is, how important is it to engage with adcom members, especially now? Second question, this debate about how to use AI, whether to use AI. For my recommenders, I waived my right to view their response or their recommendation, right? So I was a bit bothered because I can't tell if they're using AI or not. So my question is if you have any insights as to how the application reviews checks or AI.
All right, good. Thank you very much for that question. But before I dive into your question, I realized that I forgot to touch one part of the question that Deborah asked the last time. I think two people have mentioned now that they wrote GRE late, and that's the reason why they didn't apply in time. Please, I want you all to remember that these schools are not doing you any favor. It's because we are having that mentality that the school is doing us a favor. That's why we are restraining ourselves in the way we communicate with them or the way we negotiate. Many times, many of us get loans, and that gets us into the program, and then we are appreciative, we are humble. I've said that humility will bring you nothing. They've designed it in such a way that it's after you graduate and you start working, that's when you start paying the loans. Did they give you the money? No. It's your hard-earned money. You will pay for it with interest. So, you must think about it. If I'm paying these people $150,000 ahead right now as I'm applying, how will I communicate with them? What questions will I be asking? That's how you should approach everything, because that money you will still pay it. So, for those of you that allowed GRE to hold you back before you applied, everything in this MBA process, at least 90% of it is negotiable. And they will write it somewhere that this, that, and that. It's a lie. You can negotiate everything. You just need to have the strong negotiating power. In fact, I don't know any MBA program that mandates it for you to submit your GRE score before you submit your application. You can submit your application and take 2 weeks extra before you submit your GRE scores. They can give you even up to a month after. So you just need to gauge it and be like, okay, when are they going to be adjudicating all the other applications? And there are 4 major things they look at as they look at your application. They are looking at your undergrad CGPA. How strong is it? As they are going through this journey, those are the 4 things you should be thinking about. Your undergrad CGPA, how good is it? Your work experience, how good is it? Your GRE scores, how good was it? And then your essays, how good was it? Now, don't let this throw you off. Again, there's nothing you cannot negotiate. You just need to be willing to do it. So there are some of you that the moment I said your undergrad scores, those of you that had 2-2, your heart has done gigi. Gigi. Get into the process and find your way through. I went to one of the world's best business schools. I graduated from Duke University Fuqua School of Business. But you will not believe that during my undergrad, I graduated with a 3rd class. And that's not because I'm not smart. It's because while I was in the university, I was already setting up my businesses. You know how in Nigeria they will be telling you, now just collect certificates, we will find work for you for bank. You know. So I didn't really put a lot of energy. Plus I was studying physics, right? So I graduated with a 3rd class. But from the way I speak, you can't tell that I graduated with a 3rd class, number 1. Number 2, you see that I went to Duke. This guy must have cleared all his papers. This guy is a lie. Many people are like that are in these top schools. You are only able to negotiate your way through using stories. And how did I navigate it? So I had a third class. My GRE scores, now if 1 out of the 4 is down already, you want to make sure that the remaining 3 is solid, right? You make the remaining 3 stronger, right? So if you don't have a good GRE score, if you don't have a good undergrad, try to do well with the GRE. Try to do a good essay and try to ensure that your work experience is solid. Now, how did I navigate mine? Even if I graduated with a third class, while I was writing my essay, there's a part where most schools will give you something called optional essay. Is there anything we don't know that you want to tell us? Anything extra? Always take that opportunity. Some of you too, you are applying for British visas. You know that the UK visa is the most useless visa nowadays. Like every Tom, Dick and Wasu has it. You understand? 9 out of 10 Nigerians has a UK visa. And they don't have 6 months, so they have 10 years. And one thing I've learned with that is they always give you a blank page at the end of your visa application. Is there anything else you want us to know? That's your opportunity to set the record straight around some things that you're not clear about. You're doing a job interview, they've asked you all the questions, they now at the end ask you, do you have any question for us? You are trying to be humble because your grandmother said you should be humble. And I said, no, I'm fine. You have lost the job. Even if you do well in the whole interview, this is your opportunity to land the job. Ask thought-provoking questions. Don't ask questions that you can easily see on the website of the firm or the school. Thought-provoking questions, right? So, undergrad, and then I wrote that optional essay. I gave them the gist because when I got into the university, I had the best result in the whole Faculty of Science. I came in with the best result. And then my 100 level, my transcript, they will ask for a transcript. My transcript was 100 level was mad. A's, because I was supposed to be a medical doctor, right? But it was right before the first day of class, I just decided I'm switching to physics. Medical doctors don't get money. Even if some of them have small money, it's their family members that are spending it. I want to be able to make my money and spend it. So I switched to physics. So that energy and that fire was still there. So I swept my whole 100 level, and then things started to spiral down in 200 level because I already started a business, right? Now, my story was a genuine story, but was the impact that much? No. So you must look at their own culture and look at a way to use their own culture against them. So what did I do? I wrote a story and I said, look, during my 100 level, towards the end of 100 level, something happened in front of the school, and a classmate of mine got hit by a bike. The guy, and this is a true story, unfortunately, we didn't know that the guy was bleeding internally, and the guy passed the next day. Bam! I leveraged that story and I told it to them. I said, since that time, I've been having PTSD anytime I enter 4 walls of that school. I can't perform, I can't think. When I enter exam hall, I just want to finish and leave that place. I had the story. I had the data to back it up. I didn't even know that data was there. It was when I got in that the person who called me that I got an admission was empathizing with me and saying that my data corroborated my story because I was smart in 100 level, and then things started turning down in 200 level, and all of those mathematical, everything, theoretical physics, physics 141, optics, everything, chemistry, I wiped everything in 100 level. They believe that the MBA is very math oriented. So they want to see how well you can show your math skills. Either you are shown it during 100 level, during undergrad, or through your GRE. So this story corroborated with the data that I had on my transcripts. That's how a third class person entered a top tier MBA program that first class people are finding it hard to enter. You must fight for yourself. It's all about the stories. The stories. So, you mentioned, should you engage with AdCom? Engage with AdCom. Stop joining AdCom calls and being off video. You're not helping yourself. You're not creating an impact. You want them to know you. This is not to say that you are now over asking questions or whatnot, but you want to be memorable. You want to dress well. You want to have, you want to have them say something about you. Oh, look, this your hair is nice, blah blah blah. Something memorable. They ask a question, everybody is not answering. You take the lead and you answer, even if it's not the right question. The MBA community never condemns you for being wrong. So those are the times that they have started adjudicating and started scoring you, because as they're looking at you on the calls, they're already taking points down. Even when you get in the MBA, there will be things that we call school presentations. School presentations from employers. So Amazon, Total, Chevron, Microsoft, BCG, McKinsey, all of them will come to your school and they will do presentations. They come in teams. They are taking notes. They'll tell you, no, this is not they are not evaluating this, so feel free. It's a lie, they're taking notes. After they narrow you down, they will invite some of you to dinner. They invite you to dinner before they finally give you the interview invite. During that dinner, they are checking everything. You and your friend, you now decide to be speaking Pidgin or you decide to be speaking Yoruba. You are not being inclusive. That can drop you. They are having conversations with you. You are not letting the person finish. Or your colleague is trying to talk, you are cutting them off. They are checking you. Because the behavioral part is even way more than the technical part that they need. Because the technical part they can teach you, the behavioral part they can't teach you is part of you. You put it on Instagram now that money I might not have, I might not be wife material, but you see bad character, me and live on for me. That's why people are putting on IG now, right? Please, the behavior matters. They are checking every point and everything. So as you begin to put intentionality into it from day one, that's how you see that some people are getting full scholarship, full ride. Because these people, they've seen you, you've joined all their meetings, all their calls consistently, you've asked great questions. They can tell that you are genuinely interested in their school, not that you are trying to use their school as, leverage to say, oh, if this one no enter, I'll go enter this one. Intentionality. AI. While I will tell you for a fact that many schools are now encouraging their students to use AI, because if they are not using AI, you are holding the students back by 20 years back, because other schools everybody is using it, right? It's something that you can't stop. But when you are writing your essay, that's where you want to show originality. You don't want to go and generate something from AI. And these people have invested in heavy softwares that they use in detecting AI. Look, I have built AI models so much that even me, with my ordinary eye, if I see that you write something, you can ask some of my colleagues, I will tell you that this thing is AI written. With ordinary eye, and you can learn it too. There are some words that GPT overuses. Also, you will see it uses some dashes like that, some useless dashes inside everything. Something that when we are writing normally, we don't do that. It's only people that do printing and press, all these newspaper that use those kind of standards. So you are now so smart, M dashes, yes. You're now so smart, you are using M dashes. How can you use AI without them knowing that you used AI? I will say, let your story be genuine, right? You can write your story and put it in GPT and say, give me a framework to present this story better. Don't write it for me. It will now tell you, in this first paragraph, just make sure you say this first, connect it with this, that, ensure that you put a little bit of emotions here, this, that. So it handholds you. It tells you exactly what to do. You can finish writing it and put it inside GPT and say, give me feedback. Do you see any errors? Do you see any grammatical errors? Any punctuation errors? Whatnot? It will tell you. You take it. As long as it's not the one generating it, you are good to go. Waiving your right. There's nothing you want to use your right for now. What do you want to use the rights for? So you want to be... I think that the strategy of knowing what your employer, what your recommender will write is on you. So many of you think that this thing, you're just applying. It's just there. You must put in the intentionality. If you get through this MBA, you get in a job where they are paying you $20,000 per month. If you send $2,000 to your mom every month, that's around 3 million naira. She'll be chilling. In the midst of her peers, they'll be calling her baddie. You understand? 3 million every month. Tinubu's economy will not touch her. You give your daddy $2,000 per month, the king of your village will be bowing to him, because even the king is looking for contracts. So if this has the opportunity and the potential to change your life, and I see it as an investment for the kids as well, because when you get into such top schools, there's something they call, I forget what they call it, a legacy action. Because your parents had been to such schools, your children are going to be more likely to be accepted into such schools. So if it's that way, then why are you not putting intentionality? Because when they tell you to come and go for Owambe now, say, oh, even you don't know the person that is getting married, though, it's your friend that has said, come, let's go together to this person's wedding reception. That's where they will see you with eyeliner, 3 different types, lip liner, gloss, everything, auto gele. You will iron, starch, everything. So you put that level of intentionality into something that will expire in 2-3 hours. But something that will change your life, you don't want to put intentionality. So how should you be approaching your recommenders? Find a recommender that cares about you. It's not about the importance of the role or how highly placed the person is. MD, CEO, total. In fact, I think that's a useless decision to make. You want to put someone who can write about you, someone who will write their heart out. Someone that when you put their name on paper, look, you are an associate in a consulting firm. You now go and put senior partner of the consulting firm. On paper, it doesn't make sense because that senior partner cannot know you well. There are so many people in between. You want to put your engagement manager, your project leader, your immediate manager, who can write into details about you. Now, there is no awkwardness because you are closer to this person. This person is more approachable. In fact, anybody that wants a good recommendation, you will give them points to write about. The schools encourage you to do that. You will write and remind them, remember that I helped with so and so KPIs, so and so time. I did these. These are areas that I want you to focus on, but you can add more if you want it. Even if some people will frown against this, but me, I will almost write the recommendation in entirety and I will share it and say, look, this is how I'm thinking about it, but feel free to edit to your taste. The person must write their heart out. It must read like something that was intentionally written. So don't just go and send them link and be expecting that they will do a good job. No, you must get involved. You must get involved to ensure that what they are writing is the right thing you want them to write. Now, one thing about recommendations is that for those of you that will not go and submit your application because your recommender has not submitted the recommendation, 90% of the applications I know, you can submit your application. They know the recommenders can be busy. So the recommendation can come in later. Take your time with it. And if you see that this person that you put as your recommender is someone that is going to bring you out, there's an opportunity to yank them off and change your recommender. And that's why you must think about it from the start. I want to put somebody that if I yank the person off later, we are still cool. It must be somebody that is your body. In fact, for recommendation, it can be your peer in the office, depending on the quality of what will be written. Because when you are writing that recommendation, you are talking about from a problem perspective, this is how this person approaches problems. This is how this person approaches handles pressure, and the impact of this person's work affects our work here. And because this person does an amazing work, we are able to get through with this, that, affecting the organization's productivity by so and so percent. Your essays, your recommendations, everything must have numbers. And why should they have numbers? It's the best way to quantify anything. You cannot just go and say, I make a bunch of money every month from my entrepreneurship, whatever. No. So, numbers and timeline. So I can say I make about 7 to 10 million naira from this new business every 3 months. Or I made 8 million naira within my first month. That way you can put it into perspective, right? So I hope I have answered your question that way. So waiving your right is not what you should be worried about. I think what you should be worried about is doing an amazing job, ensuring that you are collaborating with your recommender. All of these things are what will give you good scholarship, and then you have to take less loans. Let's quickly take Boluwatife away. Wait, I wanted to ask a question before. Sorry, I wanted to ask a question before. Where is that gentleman that asked us a question from Ghana? Bright, you are the one that attended from Seed in Ghana, eh?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
During that time that you attended, have you started chasing Nigerians that time?
Have I started chasing Nigerians?
And now, don't start to pursue Nigerians that time or not. Answer the question, make I know how I want to deal with you here.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet. So you're going to do it in the future, eh? Okay. The next time you are going to ask me for anything on this session, you are going to answer a crucial question. Which one is better,
Okay.
Nigerian jollof or Ghana jollof? Answer me now. Let me know where I'm placing you.
Unfortunately, I've not tasted Nigerian jollof yet.
I have not asked you for explanation, oh, gentleman. I've asked you a straight question. Which is better, Nigerian jollof or Ghana jollof? Simple.
Well,
Please, my team are taking note of his name now. We know how to handle you whenever you come with any questions later.
Ghana Niger jollof is
Don't worry. Boluwatife, let's go.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dario. Thank you so much for the session so far. So I know you mentioned there are 4 things that they look at during the application process, which is the UGC GPA, the work experience, the GRE scores, and then the essays. But I think my main question would be around the GRE. So are there workarounds for the GRE? So I'd written the GRE before, but I had a score of 311. That was 157 quant, 154 verbal. I mean, and I definitely plan to write it again because in most of the sessions I attended, I was told that I need north of 320 to get like a reasonable funding, which I mean totally makes sense. But I mean, are there like workarounds for this? That's the first question. And the second question is, with the changing funding structure, I mean, there are schools that last year they were giving funding, or 2 years ago they were giving so much funding, but then last year they probably didn't give any funding, or we don't even know what will happen like in the next year, whether they'll give funding or not. How do we know the schools to like aim for? How do we know the schools to target, and how can we like adjust our profile accordingly? Thank you.
That's a good question. Which one is your first name? Is it Awe or Bolu?
And my first name is Bolu Atife.
Is your daddy Whiskey?
No, not at all.
Oh, so
My last name is Awe.
So you're not doing yeah in your house.
No, at all.
All right.
Even.
So let's get to it. For every challenge that you have on this journey is the way that you think about it, right? Let me ask first, how many times have you written the GRE?
I've written it twice.
Twice, good. I know some people that got into top schools with GRE scores not as good as yours. I know some people that, in fact, while I was at FUCO, I know someone who got in with 3 or 4, right? You wrote twice. Guess how many times I wrote my own? 9 times.
3 times.
9 times. 9 times. And I wrote it 9 times not because I'm a dumb person, no, but because I was an entrepreneur. A lot of things were working against me. When I set the time to take this GRE, I'll say I'll study. I say, okay, don't worry, this project is going on well, I'll start next week. I'll start. I want to discipline myself, I don't want to postpone, right? Is maybe 2 weeks after that, I think that I'm saying, oh, I will put 24 hours on this. That's when one bank CIO or one CEO I've been chasing for 2 years finally responds and says, can we meet next week by Wednesday? And between now and Wednesday, I have to prepare my team, prepare the pitch, the slides, everything. So there are a lot of things that were in my way. In fact, the first GRE I wrote was somewhere in Victoria Island in Lagos. When I got there, in one building like that, not far from Polaris Bank, they're so rude. Was talking to me like, take off your necklace, take off your this, put your phone. Like, the way he was talking to everybody, it was irritating me. And if you know me, I have a military background, right? There are some things I don't take. Like, I can't keep quiet for certain things. You understand? So after he spoke to me rudely, I still sat down thinking about, what this was all about. Then he was saying that he was, really talking down on everybody. Like, this is somebody that is like an admin assistant. You're talking to somebody that is like a senior manager in KPMG. This one, I was an entrepreneur. I was paying like 20 people at the time salary. Like, not like I'm being too, but I believe this is not what they told you to do. So while he was doing that, at the point I snapped. I'm like, hi, gentleman, can you comport yourself? Are you a clown? Why are you talking to people like that? Before I finished talking, one guy from Zenith Bank backed me up. Said, it's true now. Are you sick? Why are you talking to people like that? This, that. So we subdued the guy. Out of like 20 people, like just me and that guy, the guy had to apologize and whatnot. When he now started collecting people's slips to go in, that's when he now saw my slip that actually my exam date was yesterday. Entrepreneur, I forgot. I came the next day. He was so happy to walk me out. So until I started realizing that I needed to be very intentional about this, so the more I wrote it, it was more of like wanting to punish myself, right? So the more I paid and wrote it, the more I got serious. So I went from getting 197, through till I got 326, right? But could I have gotten in with 308? Yes. Why did I keep doing it? Because I know I had a deficit with my undergrad. So I wanted the GRE to, you understand? So I hope I answered that question properly. Let's get into the funding. So you said many schools didn't give funding last year. You must look at the larger impact. This is a result of the federal government snatching funding from many schools. One, also cutting down the ability for these schools to bring in many international students, because you are the people that are bringing most of the money to those schools, right? So all schools are thinking strategically and thinking ahead and cutting costs accordingly. But you don't worry. Go and don't focus on those things. Either there is money or there is less money. For them to give good funding, it's still going to be based on your good application. So you focus on your application. Be a good member of the community, and let us see how we will connect you to other people that can, help you understand how the school is thinking about picking candidates, and then see how you can put your best foot forward. We're running some new products that we're churning out that would drive productivity for people and put you in the best position ever. And we're running a pilot program. So I would like 5 people, just 5 people that would like to be a part of that program. And what that program does is, they're not collecting money, not collecting your money. The program just allows you to get access to our resources. We're building a solution that will connect you to people straight in the schools. You want to speak to someone from Duke, speak to someone from Columbia, So you don't have to go and do all that LinkedIn hustle. So keep an eye out on the community and on social media, and we will pick. We had 10 slots, but all of us in that committee are bringing and nominating people. So me, I only have 5. So please, I have 5, and you have to be extremely serious and be ready to. I'm not going to work with people that want to be half baked. No. And the reason why I'm intentionally not collecting money from you people is that you Nigerians, you people can see somebody finish. You people are very entitled. Once you drop small money, you begin to believe that you are entitled and you begin to do anyhow. Somebody calling me at 2 a.m. say, I want to talk to you about this something. Are you sick? That's why I don't ever collect money from Nigerians. So before you know, they have gone online to go and be dragging you. But there is a particular cohort we are going to have soon where we are helping with the strategy. You want to enter Yankee next year. All these visa restrictions, everything, we've plotted out a clear strategy, and we're going to have a closed group for that one. And the resources we are putting in that place is not free. So now you're going to pay for that one, right? But just general admissions and everything, not a problem. So I hope I've answered your question. The next person will be Adedeji.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for this session. Right, I'm just going to piggyback off Boluwati's first question, right, as regards the 4 major areas you said we should focus on, right? So out of these 4 areas, you said we should focus on, I would say my least strong area would be the GRE. I wrote it one time. I think I got a score of 301, right? I plan to write it again sometime at the end of this month, but I think every other area is fine. My CGPA, I believe, was good. My work experience also, I work at a very great company as well. And then my essays, I believe I can write a very good essay when time comes, right? But would you still advise that I send in an application or wait until I write my GRE for the second time and then send in a second application?
So let me say something here. This thing, you guys, my LinkedIn is blowing up. You guys, calm down. I'm getting 9-10 people hitting me up on LinkedIn already. I'm interested. Anyway, so you were asking about your GRE. So you must think about your strategy as a whole. The longer you wait, the more competitive it becomes. Don't forget that you are competing with very, very, very smart people from all around the world. At least the kind of schools you are aiming to get into. So, create the engagement, right? What I would do, I would submit the application. And, in fact, before submitting the application, you want to be engaging with admissions, not for stupid things though, but genuine things. You want your name to be on their radar always, right? So you email the school and say, hey, look, you got a score of 301, and then you have a very busy schedule, whatnot, blah, 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 blah. You like to write another one. Does this affect your chances if you submit the application already and then try to update the GRE later or whatnot? I can tell you 100% that they will tell you, no, don't worry, submit the application and update us with a new score. But the reason why it's good to reach out to them is so that you can be on their minds. You can be on their minds. You cannot just be admiring a school from a distance and not getting in touch with them. It's like you are a member of ushering team and you are admiring one lady in choir and you don't open your mouth and talk. You are just admiring from a distance. Every night you are praying for her. You are praying, skabash, until you collect invitation and ashebi before you know, right? So it's good to speak up and begin to engage them, right? Intelligently, not for things that are not. You don't go and ask questions that you could have found on their website. Okay. Thank you. The next person will be Helen.
Thank you.
Sure, Adedeji.
Oh, hi, Dayo.
Hi.
Yes.
Helen, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Oh, thank you. This conversation has been packed from the start. So my question is similar to what Adedeji asked and the person before him. So it's regarding GRE as well. So at this moment, I'm currently preparing for my GRE. I don't have my GRE ready. And I want to know, firstly, the relationship. I know you emphasize the importance of having good scholarships. So it's not just about securing the admission. You want to make sure that you get that funding, right?
Yeah.
So I want to understand the relationship between submitting without a GRE score and your probability of getting a good funding. Because I've had few people that submitted without a GRE and got not a very good funding anyway, but they got some form of funding. Yeah, so I want to know if to hold on. I know you answered that question actually, I did with you while I'm still preparing for my GRE, or to push in my. So I've considered the metrics, the four metrics you gave earlier: undergraduate, work experience, and essay. So I believe I have a strong undergraduate GPA, CGPA rather. I currently work with a multinational consulting firm, so I'm just gauging my profile entirely. So I want to know if to push in my application because I want to make sure I apply to at least 4 schools in this round one while I'm preparing 4 schools that waive the GRE, right? While I'm preparing to take my GRE to apply to top schools, yeah, round two. I just want to know your take on that. Thank you.
So basically, you're asking what's the impact if you submit without a GRE?
Yes.
So, are you submitting without a GRE, but letting them know that the GRE score is coming? Is either that, or you're just submitting without a GRE? Because I always want to put you in that position of the admission officer. So think about it like this. You are the one picking talents to get into the school. You want to have a strong class profile. Now, you have very smart people applying to your school from all over the world. Over 20,000 applications. All of them have great undergraduate scores. All of them have great work experience. The only thing left that you can use to differentiate them is GRE. You understand? At times when they don't pick you, it's not because you don't fit to be in that school. It's because they have that tough decision of who do we pick and what data points are we going to use in picking these people so that we can prove to the organization that we're being fair. So, if there's anybody else, other people that have everything that you have, the only thing left is that you don't have a GRE and they have GREs. But it's a different ball game if you have been in touch with someone in admissions. You know that there's a way that you can build bond with someone in admissions. When they jump on a call with you, you're on video, you are well dressed, you ask good questions, you have already gone to research the person, you have looked at the places where the person worked before now, you are looking for areas of commonality. Let's say the person had worked with UN before, but you are with a bank that is doing some things with UN. During that time she was at UN, she worked on a project that you are familiar with. You get on the call, you speak about that, I saw that you were at UN, okay, I work on that project, blah, 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 blah. You have established area of commonality, bam, the person already has a soft spot for you and that person will be advocating for you internally. Not that you join call with recruiter or we connect you with someone, I'm sorry, I'm not on video, there's no light, or my battery is low, or I'm sorry, I picked this call from traffic, I'm on my way home. You must ensure that those calls, you prepare for them properly. If you are going to meet with the president now just to give you a handshake, you prepare. Handshake that, may not be up to, or may not be up to what the MBA will do for you. So, please ensure that you are very intentional by letting them know that you are going to send the GRE in so that they don't just And let me break that down for you a bit better. If you keep quiet on that, the problem is in life, if you send your application or you send a proposal to any organization and you leave any part missing without clear explanation, that gap, you give them an opportunity to fill that gap for you. And whatever they fill for you in that gap, you can't hold them accountable. You understand? They will just say, maybe this person doesn't want to write GRE. Or maybe this person just did not attack GRE, this person is not serious. So you must ensure that when you are communicating, you are sending a body of application, you are sending an email, even a WhatsApp message, ensure that you read over and over again that you have covered every area. There is no gap, so that you don't go and fill the gap for you, because some of them will not come back and ask you. They will just be discussing your matter in the room and they will fill that gap for you. And that's what you don't want. So make sure that you communicate well. I hope that's clear. Anyway. Chris, let's go. In the meantime, for some of you that are reaching out, please, for either you're going to be part of our pilot program or not, I want to know who you are. I want to know where you work. There's a lot more potential impact you might be able to drive even before you get into your MBA program, right? So find a way to please DM me on LinkedIn. I want to know where you work. I want to know when you want to get in, and let's stay connected as you continue to follow our social media platforms as well. That's where we'll put the content out. Maybe in about a week or so, I'm trying to create like a video series that you can watch, and it tells you about everything along the journey, along the way, everything till you graduate, what you will find along the way, the challenges that you will face, either as a single person, a married person, or with someone with kids. I have a PDF version of that, a guideline that you can print and just put on your table or somewhere. That's already in the chat box. Ensure, let me put it in the chat box, I'm sorry. Ensure that you download it and let it guide you. It lets you know what happens at every point in time. Some of you already have it, but some others don't. And this will give you clarity around what you should be doing at every point in time. So there you go. Ensure that you download it. And yes, let me go ahead and take the question from... somebody wanted to ask a question. Chris, yes.
Okay. Good evening, Dayo. It's actually Christelle. Chris is for short. Okay, I'm speaking from Cameroon. I want to say thank you for this platform and thank you for giving us the opportunity.
Chris, wait. I don't speak English, please. Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, merci.
Tu parles français?
Oui, tu parles un peu bon français.
Je parle français juste un peu, but j'arrive fantastique. Let's confuse them.
Possiblement, tu vas comprendre. Okay,
let's pity them. Yeah, are you from Anglophone Cameroon?
Yeah, I'm Anglophone Cameroon. I spent most of my life in the French-speaking Cameroon.
I'm sorry, I only like to speak French, but it's okay. Let's pity them.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity, and it's really been amazing. This chat has really ignited the fire in me because I previously applied for the MBA last season, but I was denied a visa. Talking about getting experience. Let's say I'm just fresh from college. Not really fresh, but I don't really have like the work experience. So I want to know about like must it really be hands-on work experience? Like let's say working in an organization, because over the time, like while preparing for my MBA, like my whole story was that I have been working, probably volunteering at an NGO and running my own food business on the side, though I'm a computer engineer. So getting experience right now, that's like kind of my issue right now. So I want to get an opinion about like getting experience or including your experience in your application.
Monsieur, c'est pas problème.
C'est madame. Monsieur is like for men.
No, I said, no. No, you know, I said rather than say mon frère, mon sœur, and mon frère.
Okay, yes.
You see, I gotta teach you. Anyway, um,
Actually,
right now, vous êtes grand patron. What's patron for female?
say it's just a madam. Patron
Madame.
is like the boss.
All right,
Patron.
good. All right, let's put it them and speak English. So, I think that you have an amazing story already, right? I think that you have an amazing story in the sense that um, many times we all think that it's just the traditional corporate experience that they're asking for. Your story might be one of the best stories that make it out there.
Okay.
You have a very good blend. How many years post undergrad experience do you have?
That's since 2023. Let's say 2024. Just 2 years.
In fact, your 2 years experience is good enough if we paint it well, write the story well. But you see, your volunteering along with your side business, your entrepreneurship, you are good to go. You have one of the best stories. You will have one of the best stories ever. So what I want to do is the Cameroonian community is very, very unique and is very special to me. And because, we're trying to see how more Cameroonians will get into the MBA program. So I would like, please stay in touch with Joy and connect with me on LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
I would like to connect you to some of the Cameroonians that have been through our program so that I can tell them categorically and hold this lady. There's a Cameroonian currently in Colombia, great guy, went through our program. And there's another one that is graduating in Macombs, and he even had visa issues. He had rejections up to 6 times before we were able to help him out. Wow. So happy to connect you. There's also another Cameroonian that is in McKinsey and very passionate about helping Cameroonians. When you get in the MBA, you got a job, right? So please stay in touch with the community and let's ensure that we connect you with those people. So I think that your story is amazing. All you need to do is talk about the challenge while you were in the university, while you started the business, what challenges the business was solving, the challenges it was solving for your customers, and the challenges that the money was solving for you, and then what you were preparing yourself for, how those experiences have helped you in your corporate world, what made you get into volunteering, what the problem was, the impact that you had. I think you have an amazing story. Don't worry about that, okay?
All right. Thank you so much, Dayo. I have a good sense of humor.
Vous êtes trop gentil.
Oui.
Yeah. I'll try to speak English as naturally I just have a French tongue. I'm sorry, guys.
Actually, you really do. Like someone who does not know you would think that you're actually a pure francophone.
Tell them, please. Tell them. You say you want to wash me. Cameroon, remember that Nigeria and washing with the wash, or no one they wash me. Anyway, let's go ahead. I'm gonna take one or two more questions before we wrap it all up. And I would like to give you an overview of what I'm thinking about. We already talked about admissions, we talked about scholarships, we'll talk about loans, and then we'll just dive a little deeper on the visas, the current situation of things, what's possible next year, and how do we get on that journey, and all the mitigation strategies that you should have in place. While there are no more questions, I'm going to just jump into that. The first thing I will say to you is America is a good destination, but at times people have different paths to get into America. There are different routes to get into America. Now, it's what you're willing to do and how you're willing to get around it. There's always a strategy. There's always a loophole in every law. There's always a way to get around everything. So with the visas, now you know that majority of the people from last year, they for those of you that are looking for me on LinkedIn, it's Dayo Adesanya. Anyway, from last year, visa officers were saying that those that have loans, too much loans, may not be able to pay the loans back, and that's why they're denying people. And for those of you that are hearing it for the first time, you don't have to have all the money. The first thing you do is you go on the school's website, you see that the school fees is $170,000, and then the dream dies there. You just dump it. No, you apply. When you get in, at times they give you 50% scholarship or 60%. Out of that 170, it's possible that they give you 120 out of it. If you get 120 scholarship, you are supposed to pay 50,000. Now you can get a loan of 50,000, and that loan, they spread it 25,000 year one and year two. So when you get that loan, all you now need to look for is your money for your visa and your money for your flight, because the loans that you are taking also would consist of your living expenses. So your rent and your feeding will also be considered in all the loans that you are taking. If you have kids, you get more ability to take more loans. Like if you're married, you get more loans. If you are with kids, even more. But don't forget that you are still going to pay the money back, right? So that's that. And what visa officers leverage to deny people majorly last year is that your loans were too much. And that means that the quality of your application was not good enough for you to get good scholarships. So now what people are doing this year is to either put in solid scholarships, solid applications, or some people are going for lower tier schools, So those are some of the things that are, top of mind. But, for the visa strategy, how do we do it? How do we ensure that we have a tight-knit strategy that can give you a better chance of getting a visa next year? And I'm not saying this based on them say. This is based on proven strategy and proven data that we have deployed over and over again. We're going to create a special cohort for that. We don't want to have unserious people there. We don't want to have people that will be bringing rumors. There are some people that visa agents in Nigeria have scattered their brain. You understand? You cannot think straight anymore. You are comparing what visa agents from Nigeria is telling you with someone who has gone through the process, who has finished the MBA, who has helped 1,000 more people, whose schools are reaching out to help more people, right? We're going to create a special cohort. I'm hopeful that we're not going to have too many people so that we can focus and we can, drive well. Are we still going to bring info and some support to the main group? Yes. But, we want to focus on some people that are very respectful, some that really mean well for what they're trying to do, some that will make the timing when we tell them to make the timing and give good reasons why they didn't make it, some that will get on the call and be intentional, sit down, be on video, ask good questions. Let's all work together. So that will be communicated soon. And all of this that we've talked about, we're going to get our social media team to try to break it down into small chunks of content, and just be posting the content one after the other over time. But for now, it's been an amazing time. I'm meeting some of you for the first time. It's great to meet you. Don't worry, as we get on the journey, you're going to love Lead 54. We have a lot of resources. You're going to love it here. We don't, in our group chat, let me remind some of you that are just joining, we don't advertise anything in our group chats. We don't sell anything, except it's strictly Lead 54. Like, we want to ensure that we can back up anything that we're putting in there. We don't forward news that we're not sure of. Those that are members of this group can tell that, rest of mind, they're not scamming anybody, nobody calling you like a Yahoo person. So if you're supposed to join, somebody must recommend you. Somebody must recommend you to join our community. And if nobody recommends you, then you're going to have to submit government recognized ID. Because when we do that, people think about it that, oh, I can't misbehave because Marvelous was the one that introduced me. If I misbehave, I'm going to be following Marvelous' hand, right? Or, hey, I submitted my government recognized ID. I'm not going to misbehave. If there's nothing at stake, then people get to misbehave, right? So I don't engage with people that have nothing to lose. People that have nothing to lose are the most dangerous people in this life, right? So this brings us to the end of the session today. I think we've had an amazing time chatting with you guys. You guys have asked very interesting questions. Let's get started on the journey. Taiwo, please. Taiwo asked the question. You can, if you know someone who's already a member of this community, they can recommend you, or you can fill the form on our website, www.lead54.com, and you upload a government recognized ID there. It's all safe, and then you'll be approved and someone will get you on. It's been a great time. I look forward to getting all your connections on LinkedIn, because at times, when we post stuff on LinkedIn, it's good that you all get to see it. But then this journey has just started. Let's get going. I wish you all the best and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much for a great session.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for spending your evening with us. We really appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you, Dayo.
Thank you. Be on video next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Dayo.
All right, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Dayo.
My boss.
Good.
Thank
Well,
you, Kweku.
Quick.
perfect present.
No problem, sir. We go connect.
Thank you, Dayo.
Vous êtes trop gentil, madame.
Oui.
Yeah. Just shoot me a connection on LinkedIn so I can connect you with each other, guys.
All right.
All right, guys.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye, guys. Jibola.
Thank you, Uncle Dayo.
Yeah. Your uncle is in the village. All
Don't
right,
do
guys.
that. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Jibola, don't worry, we'll connect on WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Bye, people.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, bye. Samuel, how
All
far?
right. Thank you.
Deji. Bye. Vincent, what are you doing here? My guy. Rachel, my G.
Hi, Dayo.
All right, bye. Rachel, I had a cousin that was in my
Thank you,
cohort.
Dayo.
Sure, I had a cousin that was in my cohort last year, and she got in this year with good scholarship. So I'm hopeful that you'll do it again next year. Okay.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
All right, guys. Bye. Rachel, I think you and her may even be cousins, extended cousins. She's in Ross. I'll connect you and her. Okay, it's a very good resource for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Bye. I'm gonna end the session now.
Bye.
Bye, guys.